I am joined here by the president of the National Unity Platform, Mr. Robert Kyagulanyi. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Good. How is your spirit today as you are going to hit the field?
My spirit, and I believe the spirits of my comrades, is high. We refuse to be beaten down. We refuse to yield to the negativities. So we are positive and we're keeping on going despite the hurdles that we keep encountering.
Omuntu yenna ndaba nga tumanyi kigenda maaso, His Excellency President Bobi Wine bamuhostinze ku NTV, enkuba egenda kutonya. His Excellency bamuhostinze ku NTV. Ne bamubuuza ku bintu bingi nnyo. Ayogedde ku bintu nga corruption, ayogedde ku ongoing national tour egenda maaso essaawa zino. N'akona ku bintu bya mpuuga, maaso nga video egwo ojaba obiraba. Tulabe side ya His Excellency abantu abasinga gye badde batalabangako, ng'ayogeza passion, ng'ayogeza ekisa, ng'addressing abantu ku NTV.
Yes. How was your experience yesterday in Ibundibujo after you resumed these political activities that you are carrying on? We know that you were stopped, but still you were able to talk to the people there. What do you make of that whole situation, how it was yesterday?
Presenter mbuuziza nti twalabe ebigenze maaso, bakuyimiriza ne bakulemesa okwogera eri abantu bo. Abantu abangi abadde bazze okulaba ne bakuyimiriza ne bakulemesa okuba addressinga. Katulabe His Excellency yamugambye.
Actually, yesterday we were not able to address the people of Bundibujo. We only stopped at opening our office and spoke to a few people that were at our offices. We encountered numerous roadblocks on the way to Bundibujo, but we managed to go past them. However, at our very offices, before we entered Bundibujo, when we opened our office, before we could even proceed to the radio station that we had paid and booked to speak to the people of Bundibujo, and then later go to Boma grounds, which we had also paid for and secured. Our public address system was there, and the police and all authorities were informed and notified, just like it was agreed between our leadership and the police. But as usual,
His Excellency akugambye mu clip eno nti polisi bafuna obukkiriziganya wakati waabwe ne NUP ne ba leaders ba NUP nga bataddewo conditions ze balina okumiitinga. NUP ne His Excellency ne bamiitinga conditions zino, ne bava e Kampala ku headquarters ne bagenda e Bundibujo, police nekyusa goalpost. Singa omaze akaseera ng'ondaba nakola video ne nkubuuza olowooza no national tour ne ba successful oba nedda, wagenda maaso n'ompendowooza mu comment section nengisoma nga basinga obungi ku mmwe nange kennyini nga tubirivinga nti bagenda teekawo resistance, bagenda teekawo embeera egenda okulemesa national tour n'ogenda maaso. Tubirabye nga bigenda maaso e Bundibujo, goalpost zakyusibwa. His Excellency ne bamugamba tokuŋŋaanya abantu mu Bundibujo ku Boma grounds. Agenze maaso n'atugamba nti baali baasasulawo, radio station baali bagibookinga nga poliisi baginotifyinga, ne poliisi negenda maaso negamba nedda, genda mayiro 3 gy'okuŋŋaanyiza abantu bo, genda mayiro 3 okuva ku Boma grounds gye wabadde obookinze gy'oba addressingira abantu. Tweyongereyo.
they acted out of the law, assisted by the military, blocked the road, and we could not go on with our activity in Bundibujo as planned. Yeah.
So, you know, time and again, your leadership, you keep meeting the police or those in the government, and you agree on particular issues. And this is where many people are concerned that what is it exactly that you agree on and who is abusing it? Because, for example, if you are allowed and you even tell the public that we are resuming our political activities, for example, for yesterday, we are going to be in Bundibujo at a particular ground where you even pay for, then how comes that the police come again and they stop you from doing actually what I assume you agreed with them?
Yeah.
Presenter abuze ibuze by'omugaso. Katusibeta gena buza bisiyaga maaso. Abuza His Excellency naye mutugamba mu bookinga mu meetinga police ne mukiriziganya ate police ne yekyusa biche ebyo mukiriziganyako ne police. Ne presenter yewunya nti mukoze meeting leero encha muzze kola lukungana ate otugamba police yekyusiza. Katwabe His Excellency yamugambi.
That was not the first time. You remember we were blocked from going to Kamuli, even when everything was set and everything was notified. Police was notified and all other security agencies. The same thing happened when we were going to Bugwedi. Of course, we engaged the police again. We are trying as much as possible to be moral, to take legal lines and to avoid any confrontation with them, no matter how much they try to push us. The same way we were going to Masaka. They blocked, before they blocked the road, you remember there was an accident, which was very many miles away from us, but the police decided to target on us. Of course, they couldn't find any way to, involve us in that, and that passed. So we went to Masaka, although they never allowed us to use the main road. But coming to Bondibujo, this was more than, I think, beyond the 10th time that they're doing this. You know, they have put all manner of conditions, all stringent conditions, and we've abided by them. It should be noted that in venues where other political leaders and other entertainment activities take places, they don't allow us to go there.
His Excellency amuzemu ansensu fwenyo amujukiza Kamuli namujukiza Masaka ne Bondibujo yennyini tugezaako okufolenga amateeka ge batugamba batutekako conditions enkakali ne batugamba mukole kino encha ne bakyusa ne bagamba mukole kino wadde nga political parties endala bazikiriza okuŋŋaanira mu bifo bino nupu bagigaana. His Excellency bamugaana. China waasi nnyo nti bamugaana okukozesa oluguudo main road ne bamugamba yita mu ppanya nga batagetinga ki aleme kufuna abantu. Naye ate ekisinga okuswaza bano abantu nti wadde ayise mu ppanya wadde bamugambye genda mu mayiro 3 numbers ziwera abasinga numbers. Njagala nkubuuze essaawa zino gwandaba, olowooza bino bigenda kukyuka? Olowooza ekita kigenda tuuka poliisi egambe yes kati omitinze condition zonna tandika okukozesa main road oba ogenda Masaka kukozesa Masaka road ojje omitinga abantu mu kifo kye wasasudde ojje ogende ku radios wadde obuukinze nga tewali resistance? Olowooza akaseera kajja kutuuka poliisi egonde egambe nti naawe oli citizen wa ggwanga lino, egambe nti ebintu bikose nga wabibuukinze, ereme kukyusa goalpost? Biteke mu comment section wansaawo tweyongereyo.
We were meant to be in Masaka at the Independence Square where all other political leaders go and address people. We as NUP, we are blocked. The same thing in Boma grounds yesterday in Bondibujo. They blocked us, like they keep blocking. They even block us from using the public roads. So it is clear that the police is trying as much as possible to provoke us into violence. But we refuse that because we know non-violence is actually much stronger than violence. We are trying as much as possible to show the people that we are the moral guys and the police are the bad guys. And
omanyi waba akuli ya myaka gy'ekyenda nga tewazaalibwa 12 nga toli Gen Z, wawa akantu ke twakolanga nga mukuba akalayini mu ttaka n'ogamba omuntu kasale oba oli musajja kwegamba oba omukyokooza n'omugamba kasale oba oli musajja olabe ekiddako wakasala ne mutandika okwekuba ebikonde. His Excellency akugambye nti poliisi eri kuba kyojja etaddewo akalayini bagambe mu kasale tubalageko. Ne His Excellency ekigenda mu maaso akimanyi ne Nuupu baganya osala akalayini ako balemeddeko bo bagamba tujja kikola peacefully. Wadde mwagala kukuma muliro tetujja gukola ki gukuma, tujja kujja n'amazzi tuguzikize. Poliisi His Excellency akugamba nti etaddewo obukodyo bonna esobole okubateekamu embeera beekyawe batandika okulwana baveyo bagambe Nuupu eri violent, therefore temuddamu kuŋŋaana. His Excellency game agimanyi, muntu wa myaka gya 9 amanyi nti osala akalayini ako ekikonde kigenda kunyoka. Tweyongereyo.
That's unfortunate. That's a very big taint to the security agencies, to the national police, which is supposed to be keeping law and order, protecting people and their property. But now police is reduced to playing politics. That's very unfortunate. But I insist that we shall maintain our decency, we shall maintain our non-violent nature, and the police will continue to expose itself until a time when people will not take this anymore.
So, omanyi kibanga kuvuma muntu n'omuvuma nga takuddiza n'omukuba olwina atambula n'avaawo. His Excellency akugambye nti bajja kweyongerayo nga bali non-violent. Mujja kwagala okukuma omuliro, tebajja kuzza muliro. N'agenda mu maaso n'emphasizing point n'agamba nti kyannaku nti poliisi ate erina okukolera abantu, erina okubeera impartial, eri involved mu politics. behaving anga eina invisible hand je kolera kankoso olimi bwerutyo eringa eina buso wenjawulo agigamba nti onakirizibwa notakirizibwa. His Excellency akugambye tajja kupondoka akiremeddeko ajja preaching a message ya non-violence agende maaso yeyongereyo ne national tours tajja kukakana.
I want to assume that one of the major issues that come out in your discussion with the security personnel, it is about the particular route that you should use when you are going for these mobilization tours. They have always raised concern that you are supposed to use particular routes to these venues. When you discuss that, does that come out of this discussion, and is it always clear to them that this is what the route you'll use, and you also agree with them, or it is something that changes laterwards and you just discover that some changes have been made?
Question kasufu nnyo. Presenter mwagadde abuuza His Excellency nti kyasinze okuyiga mu situation ezigenda maaso zino ekintu ky'amakubo okugamba nti enkya ngenda ishaka ngenda kukozesa ekkubo lino. Nambuuza mukiriziganya ne poliisi kubanga ndowooza naye abaddeyo n'abya ebigenda mu maaso wadde akolera NTV akirabye nti wayinza obutabaawo bwenkanya nti omusajja ono ajja okukozesa oluguudo ne bamugamba genda mu ppanya. N'amubuuza ddala mukiriziganya nti ngenda kuyita mu luguudo luno olugenda ishaka oba poliisi etuuka ekiseera ne yeekyusa. Katulabe His Excellency we yamuzeemu.
Always agree about everything. And they put conditions. They say, go secure permission for this venue. We do secure permission. They say, secure and pay for the radio stations. We do. Notify all security leaders in the area. We do notify them. But they just change. They just show up and say, no, you cannot use this road. This is an order from above. Now, this event cannot go on. It's an order from above. Just like yesterday, they all of a sudden, they said, no, you cannot use the venue in Bundibujo, and they sent us 30 miles away from Bundibujo. They said that's where we're supposed to address a rally from. We didn't book that venue. We don't even know there. You know, we went to Bundibujo. We secured the venue and paid for it in Bundibujo. So we cannot go anywhere when we're not even sure of our security. And like we've said,
His Excellency akugambye bekyusanga kamiliyoni balina endagaano bagifunye myezi weeks before. Wabatuuka mu kifo batuuse Bundibujjo ne babagamba temugwera ku Boma grounds mugende maila 3. His Excellency n'akugamba nti tebalina sure nti gye batusindika wali safe wali secure. Tulabye events ezigenze maaso mu America week eno nga presidential candidate most likely omuntu agenda owangula akalulu mu America Donald Trump bagezaako omukilipi nga bagezaako okumugjawo saga ko saluzungu video bajaji flagging ku YouTube n'ekintegezo kitegedde. Tulabanga basindika His Excellency okuva ku venue gye yabuukinze owali security ye gye ba patrollinze gye bamanyi nti tuli safe wano bamugamba genda maila 3 mu kyaleyo munda. Sagala gamba nti waliwo olukwe siri propagandist naye tukakasa tutya nti wali safe. His Excellency ye concern ja raisinze kimungamba mbukinge Boma grounds wentuukawo ne mukyusa goalpost ne mungamba ngende maila 3 obatalina masanyalaze nkakasa. I'm sorry to say abantu abave Bundibujjo nekira kati wali masanyalaze gye bamusindika zinzo oba nsozi simanyi abimanyi biteeke mu comment section wansaawo tweyongereyo.
Numerously, if the police wants us to talk to the people 30 miles away from the venue, we agree. We have no problem. We can go there later. But we want to follow what is agreed upon and what is paid for. Yeah.
I want to believe that still you managed to pass on your message to the people when you were there. To you, that does not make any difference. For example, I want to assume you are just a few meters away from the heart of Bundibujo town. I want to think that that gave you even a benefit that you are able to address the people. Why would you still insist on going back to Bundibujo as you indicated to me yesterday?
But the
President Njagala very serious. I'm not being rude, but I'm sorry you try to be serious here. When I come to a carbon, when sijamu bondi ye motoka, nengamba Njagala gula Subaru, nenkola deposit yange nenjiteekayo. Nenzirayo wakane ngamba nkomawo next week kola ki kugichima. Nenzijango mpa Primo, lwaki ntwala Primo. Nasulide Subaru. His Excellency akugambe yasasulya venue ya booking a radio. Chimu mugamba agende maila 3. nga agreement yaliwo singa mwaite mwagala akozesa ekifo ekyo lwaki temwamugamba booking email asatu zimwagala omuwe essaawa zino bwe buzibu his excellency bwalina ne Nuupu essaawa zino.
People were in Bundibujo. They were all full in the venue where we're going. Boma grounds was full of people. Bundibujo town was full of people waiting for us to head to Boma grounds. That is where we were meant to address people. Of course, when we were opening our offices, quite a number of people came to welcome us. It is only those that were at our office that I addressed, told them the truth, that we were meant to address them on radio, especially the young, the sick, and the elderly who could not come into the hassle of, listening to us live, wanted to talk to them on a radio station. We were blocked from that. Like we've been blocked numerously from radio stations in up-country areas.
Chofala ka video ka nakalanse nga ngamba nti His Excellency agenze ku NTV ne bamweda chika 3. Kuzibino tibitera kubeerawo. Wagenda ku radio bajigala. Wabagenda ku TV wabawe embere ebeerawo. Kugamba he's a Ugandan who is not allowed to behave as a Ugandan in Uganda. Ashitegede kateke mu comment section wansawo. Toyongereyo.
So we just spoke to those ones. We know that sometimes our messages go far and wide thanks to social media and the people, especially young people, that pick our messages and take it there. But that was not the intention. It is within our right as a political party, as leaders, to address the population. But the regime deliberately blocks us from sending our message to the population, which message they fear, because it's a message that exposes their ills and it's a message that will liberate the people's minds and ultimately their bodies.
I would like you to ask you, coming from the point where you're saying that your message still can be heard, I would like to know whether you think you are making progress as a party during this mobilization tours. Because, like, for example, this all week you have programs lined up.
Yes.
If police keeps doing the same, do you think you are hitting the target that you set as a party?
Presenter abuza His Excellency nti olowooza gwe ne Nuupu mukola progress mu program gye mwakola nti mugenda touring eggwanga, mulowooza mukola progress nga police eri successful mu kuba blockinga? Kansoke mpise wendowooza yanga sinawuza His Excellency kye yagambye. Success oba progress eyinza okubeera measured in different ways. Number 1, oyinza okugamba nti Nuupu ne His Excellency basettinga out nti bagenda ku addressing abana Uganda. Therefore, success oba progress ejja kubeera nti tufunye eki successful campaign ey'oku addressing abana Uganda. Omuntu omulala ayinza okiraba mu mbeera endala. Njagala tukkiriziganye His Excellency ne Nuupu si basiru. Baali bakimanyi nti wenkola national campaign eno bagenda kunnemesa. Buli kitundu mwengenda ogenda wajja kubeerawo resistance because batya numbers, batya impact His Excellency jaina ku ground. Eno ndowooza yange naye ndowooza His Excellency yali akimanyi in the first place. Ne ba leaders ba Nuupu baali bakimanyi. So nze nnyinza okirowoozaako ne ngamba nti success oba progress yeffe kutuukawo ne tulabisa nti yes ntuuse Bundibujjo muŋŋaanya okukola ki okwadressinga abantu, naye mbalabisizza nti ye enkola yammwe ensi eri balaba. Nyizo okirowoozaako ne ngamba nti progress oba success yeeyo. Kampuli His Excellency kye yagambye.
I mean, our target is to address the people, to go there peacefully and to return home peacefully, to send a positive message. We don't want to be seen clashing with the police, but they are trying as much as possible to paint a violent image of us, which they should be ashamed of themselves. I cannot say our message goes because we are constantly blocked. Of course, it paints a very negative message, a very negative image of the police, and it shows that they are partisan. Other political players are allowed to go about their businesses. But NUP in particular is being hounded left, right, and center. So this clearly shows who the regime is afraid of. It shows who the real oppositions are. But most importantly, it shows that this is a biased police and therefore has no moral authority to be the police of Uganda.
Chances okwogerako nti singa His Excellency ne Nuupu ebeera successful mu kwadressinga abantu, mu ndowooza ye yakugamba nti ye success yengeri gyakirabamu naye ate nahintinga ku kyenkugambye ekyokulabisa nti yes munnemesezza okwogera naye ndabisiza poliisi tekolera bantu, poliisi erina side, poliisi eri involved mu politics whereby poliisi erina okuba impartial. Naye akugambye nti buli we munnemesa okikola, buli we munnemesa okwogera n'abantu mbamba labisizza.
Many can say that the way the youth in Kenya used the social media was in a positive way that has resulted into some changes. But if you, and Uganda, there are a section of people who are trying to emulate the same. However, where is the limit in the usage of social media? Because we have just seen recently someone, a young man, was sued, prosecuted, and sentenced to serve 6 years in jail. And so to you as a leader, and normally they have always said that, you know, NUP has left its youth and supporters to abuse members of the public. So to you, where is the line drawn in terms of how social media should be used for positive change in society?
Presenter alese issue ey'omugaso ennyo, issue ya social media, TikTok, YouTube, n'abantu ababeerako nga bavuma abantu. Akugambye nti ekifaananyi Kenya kye yakozesa ng'ekozesa social media okulwanisa etteeka eryayize kyanjawulo nnyo ne Uganda. Uganda tulaba nti abavubuka abato instead of okukozesa social media bulungi bagikozesa okuvuma. Nakwa example y'omuvubuka gwe baakasiba recently, twamukozeko video atanaba kugira bagende eri ku channel sawa zino. Naye nga omuvubuka ono twalaba clips ze oba TikTok ze yakolanga nga yavangayo n'akozesa olulimi oli extreme nga atakingani General Museveni. Katulabe His Excellency kyamuzeemu.
First of all, I want to assert that the young man that was sentenced to 6 years, that's the most stupid judgment that one can think of. It exposes our justice system. We have an RDC of Gomba, where I come from, the one who called Kisa whatever. This is a person that removed his pants and showed his buttocks to the king of Uganda and to the public.
His Excellency yakugamba enkwata y'ono muvubuka yali unfair, yali ya kisiru. Na comparinga ne RDC egomba java. Na ugamba RDC no yavayo na kunamira abantu. Nene bamu rewardinga.
And he was rewarded with a post of RDC. But this young man, from wherever he is, because he was speaking against General Museveni, he's in prison. You've seen so many people, I'm not going to mention their names, but you've seen them. The person that uses the worst obscenities against me or against those that are speaking against the regime, they get rewarded. They get positions, they become presidential advisors. So the more obscenities that you spew out there, the more chances of becoming either an RDC or a presidential advisor or whatever. So
but they say that two wrongs do not make a right. So if the other group, that's how they are being awarded. For you, do you think you should?
I'm encouraging wrong, but I'm trying to show you the hypocrisy of this regime. I'm trying to show you.
Kano bagena ka clippinga nyo ku TikTok. A section His Excellency jabadde seemingly, kankuze kigambo seemingly, nga defending omuvubuka ono. Kyembaye bagena ka clippinga, ba failures baveyo bagambe nti His Excellency ya encouraging okuvuma. Naye owulize ebigambo bye. Akugambye ye kyalina ku obuzibu unfair treatment. Nti abantu bavaayo ne bawemula ne bafuka presidential advisor. Ovaayo n'okunamira abantu ne bakufuna RDC. Naye wovaayo n'oyogera ku state, n'oyogera ku general, n'oyogera ku family ya general nga bakusiba. Yes, it's wrong. Ne His Excellency akugambe takiwagira ekyokuvuma. Naye lwaki waliwo unfair treatment? Nti nze mpemudde nkunamye banfude RDC, banfude presidential advisor. Side eri kyakoze afunye emyaka 6. His Excellency na questioning a justice system. Obutenkanya obuli mu justice. Okugamba ndi side emu bagipunishinga, side ne baji rewardinga.
That one person does something and is rewarded with a position of RDC or presidential advisor, and another person does the exact same thing and they are sentenced to 6 years in prison. Of course, you know what that puts, what kind of image it paints for our country, internationally. But again, coming back to how to use social media, we have always been clear to the young people of Uganda, encouraging them to use social media positively, but also encouraging them to be non-violent. Of course, we don't encourage insults. We encourage decency, but we also encourage our people to express their anger non-violently and to make sure that they communicate in a way that will earn them respect.
His Excellency achizemu nakugamba ebigambo byokozesa birondemu woboyisawo message tovuma tolangira towemula communicating mu ngeri egenda okuleka ngo ina respect mu bantu newedda ku social media novuma abantu obo painting ekifaananyi kikyamu abantu abadde bavayo ne bagamba nti His Excellency apromotinga obuchayi oba apromotinga abantu abavuma ndoze sawa zino akuwadde address akuwadde stand ye wayimira mu kino.
The regime, I must end by saying that the regime wants to tag every negativity to NUP. But people know that we preach positivity, we preach decency, and we preach positive and decent change.
And maybe as I finalize, one of the questions I have is about your relationship currently with the Mengo establishment, because we keep, do you think what has happened
Chemanyi wano ayagala kubuuza kuwe bitano ngeri gyatandisemu Mengo biki katulabe
between you with the former leader of opposition has somehow strained your relationship with the Mengo establishment, because we keep messages that keep coming from there shows that possibly this could even divide.
Message coming from where?
From Mengo generally. We have had the Katikiro coming out. Also speaking about, by the way, issues to do with the being abused, people from NUP not respecting the others and so on.
I've not heard him say that. Yeah,
but what is your relationship kind like currently?
Let me ask you, is the former leader of opposition the Kabaka of Uganda? Is the former leader of opposition the Katikiro of Uganda? NUP is a political party and it's run at a national level. It's not a Buganda party. It is a Uganda party. We are responsible for Ankole, for Busoga, for Acholi, for Kasese, for all of Uganda. I come from Buganda. I'm a Muganda also. And in Buganda, we are all equal.
Omanyi wabaddewo abantu abagala opushinga propaganda oba okuyingiza obuganda n'obukatoliki mu politics bagambe nti NUP evuma kabaka, NUP evuma Katikiro, NUP evuma owebitaano nga bagezaako okupushinga message eyo nga bagamba nti obuganda si busanyufu eri NUP, obuganda si busanyufu eri His Excellency. His Excellency akugambye nti NUP is a political party kibiina representing abana Uganda bonna representing abacholi, representing abaganda, abanyankole, etc. So tujjewo endowooza egamba nti NUP abaganda bokka. Eyo endowooza ya buchayi ate eri promoted by bana abantu abalya ssente ne bagana ozizaayo.
Okay, so you cannot tell me that tomorrow if Right Honorable Joel Senyonyi is no longer leader of opposition and we have Odong or we have Mogisha or we have anybody from any other region, are you going to tell me that the Mengo establishment is going to be angry that we changed him? No. It is wrong to try to reduce our kingdom to politics. Of course, many people have been trying to hide behind the church and behind the Mengo establishment. I'm a Muganda and I'm a Catholic. And in our Baganda culture, we don't condone corruption. In the Catholic Church, we don't condone corruption. So please don't try to hide corruption in our kingdom. It's a decent kingdom. Don't try to associate our kingdom or our church with corruption scandals.
His Excellency akugambye woli amajja wakugamba gazzeeyo totandika kwekweka mu church, totandika kwekweka mu kingdom y'Obuganda. Togamba nti lwakuba bagambye zeeyo amajja balumbye Obuganda. Ensonga ziba zizo oba wazirya yimira ng'omusajja olwanyuma lutalo lwo. Totandika kuyingiza mu Baganda. Do not look for associations abagenda okulwanirako entalo ng'oyingizamu Abaganda n'Abakatuliki. Kifeesinge ng'omusajja.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much for speaking to us this
finally,
morning.
if you'll allow me, I will once again drum this message to the young people of Uganda. This is your country. This is where you were born. This is where you're living. And when you die, this is where you're going to be buried. But most importantly, this is where your children and grandchildren are going to be. It is in your absolute personal interest to rise up and defend your future. Don't leave it to us. Don't leave it to the leaders. We do our part. We guide you. We lead you. We make sure we carry the flag. We make sure we carry the message everywhere. But ultimately, it's going to be you. You are the only justification to show the world that this is not a Kyagulanyi matter. This is not a NUP matter. In fact, this is not an issue of opposition. So many people in the NRM hate corruption. So many people in the NRM want change. So you, the young people of Uganda, come together, tribeless, partyless, religionless, join hands and save your country. Don't reduce it to Kyagulanyi or to anybody else. This is your country. We can lead, but we can't do anything without your involvement. So get involved, get your country back. If you wonder how it's done, look at the neighbors in Kenya. They did it. You can do it. You can rise up, peaceful, unarmed, non-violent, and claim back your country. Don't wait for me. In fact, don't expect me there. Let every one of us play his part. Young people of Uganda, remember, this is your turning point. Rise up and save your future before it's too late.
So about
sina chengatako mpendo uza ya mu comment section wansao njakula wa mukadako. Peace.